you to trust me.
Oh, Geronimo!
I know when your birthday is.
That's actually pretty close. That's actually pretty fucking close.
That's really creepy.
I'm going home. Mom, this amusement park's weird. I want to go home. Oh no. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be watching more game theory about Poppy's Playtime. You know what? Hold on. Let me go a little more high energy. Let's see here.
I got some high energy actually for some asshats in the comment section on the previous video that were just like, they completely missed the part where he said this was about the trailer for chapter 2. No, we fucking didn't.
No, we didn't.
No. You expect us to pretend to just like react to something as if we haven't already played through the second part? Like, just because he says it's only for the trailer of the second part? No. Like, all we were saying is we already know this to be untrue. We're not trying to one-up MatPat. We're just talking about what we personally know and trying to theorize along with MatPat.
It's funny whenever the comment section does the whole hindsight is 2020 thing, when they're just like, oh gosh, these guys are so wrong about what happens in the story of Attack on Titan. Oh my gosh, they're so wrong. Oh my gosh, can you believe how wrong they are?
Right.
It's fine when y'all do it, but the very moment we do it, oh, it's wrong. Oh, you guys are dicks. Why would you do that? It's like,
are you listening to yourselves?
Sorry for those of our fans out there who are not saying these things. This is directed solely at the asshats in the comment section who just can't accept the fact that, hypocrisy's a thing. And I know, I've been caught in a couple things, and here's the thing. I admit when I am wrong. Can you do the same? Let's try together. Say it with us. I was wrong.
I done goofed.
Can you do? Oh, no, you couldn't. Oh, you already clicked off the video, and you're going and searching for Amaranth ASMR ear-licking videos because you want to feel better about yourself. Jesus Christ. Sad, pathetic losers.
Disgusting.
You sad, pathetic losers. Get fucked. Anyway, game theory. Back to our regular.
Kate's just like, what's happening? Kate's like, I've never been present for one of these rants before.
Yeah, sorry about
These
that.
happen from time to time because
Every
we
now and
read the
again.
comment section.
Yeah, and again, to our fans out there who
I read the
appreciate-
comment section from the previous video, and I was just like, what the fuck are you idiots talking about?
So, and then, again, to our fans out there who show appreciation to us and, are happy that we're catching up on the Poppy Playtime game theories and all that, we appreciate you all so much. Thank you. Let us not go without saying that. However, to that tangent of dicks out there who deserve to get, slapped.
why are they trying to one-up MatPat when they know this is all video? We're fucking not!
Like trying to one-up MatPat. Yeah, we're doing real good with that. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely one-upped MatPat
Yeah, we're
with his
trying to one-up
16.2 million
MatPat.
subscribers.
Just like y'all are trying to one-up us in the comment section. Hey, how's about that for a full circle?
Right?
Shit.
With your 0 subscribers.
Yeah. Lol. Anyway.
I know we sound salty as shit right now, but I don't know. I just like...
Again, every now and again, this
every
has to
once in a
happen.
while, it makes me feel nice to just be like...
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, game theory. Monsters in the Shadows. This is actually about Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. So, not the trailer, so just we're sure about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hey, Nate, I am hacking into your computer and watching you record this. You're still an asshole. Fuck you, buddy. I'm joking, by the way.
I was like,
No. I guess he was so mad. He was so mad preemptively that he just hacked my computer and was just like, "Yeah, that was the joke." Anyway, terrible joke. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Monster in the Shadows. So I think we know which one they're talking about with this.
Yeah.
Talking about the creepy
The
hand that dragged
hand.
mommy away.
instead of the claw, it's the hand.
The hand. The hand is.
But you gotta say it in like a creepy way.
The hand.
Yeah, that's good.
Next time, gadgets.
Always gotta have that fucking cat in there too. I forget the name of the cat. Damn it.
I don't know if he had a name or if he was just Dr. Claw's cat.
Meow.
Either way, he was fat and fluffy.
Yes, he was.
While very evil looking.
Meow. Yeah, much like me. Very fat and very fluffy, but very evil looking. Yeah. All right, but The Monster in the Shadows, Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. I'm excited to see what theories Matt Pat puts forward in this, and I hope that he does, that he comes to the same conclusion that we did, that Stella is not Poppy, instead Stella is Kissy. That was our big theory about the last one, and again, I think the point that I brought up about the VHS tape really adds up, because VHS tapes weren't around in the 50s, so how can she be Poppy? So, anyway.
Oh, one more disclaimer for anyone in the comment section right now that likes to make requests, but also watches the intros and doesn't skip ahead. If you've been asking for Super Horror Bro, I checked him out, and I like him, and I've already recommended that these two watch a video regarding the next game that we're going to be playing on Scaredy K after Poppy Playtime. So that is definitely something you can probably look forward to.
Because I noticed that Matt Pat doesn't have a video about that one.
Yeah.
By the way, the game we're talking about is Limbo. No, that's been brought out yet. If you watch our Scaredy Kate videos, you'll know that that's what's next.
Yes.
But anyway, Kate, Nick, shall we?
We shall.
Let us proceed.
It's been so long. So good to see you again. Well, not good, really. Don't say anything. Mommy knows. You thought you could just walk right in here, didn't you? As if nothing ever happened. What a joke. Well, they're all dead. All of them.
I wonder if he actually got Elsie Lovelock to do the voice for this intro, because again, Elsie Lovelock, she did the voice for Mommy, and Matt Pat has some pull in.
It doesn't
on YouTube.
sound quite the same to me, but I didn't hear as much of it as you all did, so I don't know.
I think it is her.
I think so.
I guess we'll see in the credits.
Yeah.
And you did that. Try to live knowing that for whatever brief time you're still alive. But hey, that's just a theory, right? A theory. A theory. A theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that's been
Game
popular
Theory.
for 11 years but still hasn't landed a movie deal. Don't know why I felt like mentioning it here. On a
God dang it.
completely unrelated note, a few weeks ago we finally saw the release of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, Fly in a Web. And this thing was longer than a tech demo, so hey, big wins over Part 1. But no, the team wasn't content to stop there. Poppy Playtime's newest chapter went above and beyond, requiring players to master not just one, but 2 different gameplay styles. Whack-a-mole and Simon Says.
Whoa! Yo! We're violent! Ah! Every game is required to have a Simon Says segment for some reason.
I'm of course being facetious about the whole thing. This new chapter actually offered a lot of awesome stuff. Cool puzzles, thrilling chases, and an oversized plush toy failing to pull a lever. The animation is so adorable. I could sit here and watch that all day. Oh, and there are also collectible
Like,
trophies
whoops,
now.
it's-
Really
Oh,
challenging
got it.
collectible trophies that'll push you to the limits of your
I
gamer's
missed that one!
senses.
Damn it!
Trophies and everything that we see up here.
The hand! The hand,
I
bro.
would feel worse
missed
about
that
the one you
Apparently
literally
he did
stared
too.
at and didn't pick up because he didn't realize it was a trophy.
I know! The one on the one on the desk. The easiest one to get right there in front of me. And what do I
And you're
do?
just like, I don't
Whatever.
care about gold.
Yeah, I don't know what
Well,
that is.
apparently-
Fuck
You
gold
missed that
shiny.
one
I have
too.
no ADD.
But we all know why we're really here. It's not for the gameplay innovation or the collectibles. It's for the hidden notes and cryptic clues. Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
I just
we have
finished doing that
ourselves
again. On the right side there.
The Riddler trophies.
Yep.
Oh.
I just played
These
through
are
the
a
entire
bitch.
Arkham series again because I felt
All
like
of
it.
them, especially in Arkham
all
Knight,
of them.
dude.
All of
Arkham
them.
Knights.
I
are
did not
such a pain in
finish
the ass.
Arkham City's Riddler trophies, but I did finish Arkham Knights again.
I did
Arkham
all
Knights,
of
in
them
my
except
opinion,
for
are
Arkham
actually
Knight.
not quite as bad as Arkham City's. Arkham
I don't
City's
know,
is
dude.
the most drawn out Riddler
I
task,
just-
in my opinion.
I don't know. Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, I loved those. Those were fun.
Well, at least Arkham Knight changes it up with making some of them be like car related and stuff.
I know. Those are the ones that I fucking hated.
I like those.
I hated the car. Well, again, dude, I just didn't like the Batmobile as much as you did.
Yeah, I like the Batmobile. I'm sorry. I don't like the Batmobile tank, but I like the Batmobile.
Clues. Ladies
Fair
and
enough.
gentlemen, we have ourselves some lore to decipher. And spoiler alert, Poppy isn't who we thought she was. First, here's what you need to know to understand today's theory. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 focused on us, the player, returning to an abandoned toy factory in order to save some employees that went missing there 10 years
And
ago.
high
We're
five
told via
Huggy.
a mysterious
Yeah.
note that we have to find the flower. Several puzzles and one giant Muppet chase later, we find the flower in the form of a giant wall mural of a poppy. Inside is a replica of a house and a doll named Poppy Playtime, locked away inside of a glass case. And of course, we set her free without a second thought because players in video games have never seen a horror movie before. Anyway, Chapter 2 picks up immediately afterward. Poppy agrees to help us activate a train that'll help us get out of the factory. So much for wanting to help save those missing employees, but hey, if a creepy talking doll starts offering me ways to not be around the creepy talking doll, I'm gonna take that offer. But of course, things are never quite that easy. Mommy Longlegs, a giant stretchy toy spider, takes Poppy hostage and forces us to play 3 minigames in her game station in order to unlock each part of the train's code. Eventually, we break out of our games, which causes her to go complete sicko mode and chase us through a narrow escape sequence. Where have I seen something like that before? In the end, she gets caught in a grinder and her remains are dragged away by a mysterious claw. We rescue Poppy, get on the train, but surprise, surprise, she betrays us, crashing the train and forcing us even deeper into the factory. So, those are the highlights from the chapter, but we're still left with a lot of overarching questions. Who are we? Where are these missing employees we're so concerned about? What's the true nature of the toys? And who's secretly pulling the strings behind
See, I think he
all
already
this?
kind of figured
So I
out the
think
missing employee thing.
I think so too. I think
That's the whole thing. It's like, look for the flower. They're behind the flower. It is, I think, Poppy and all the other toys.
Yes.
Because where would they be otherwise? They haven't been there behind the flower.
It's not like they're all still locked.
There
in the
have been a
basement
lot of
after
monster
10
toys
years.
behind the flower, but I think he was on point with that. That's my opinion.
I think so too.
And then I think that we will see, obviously, one of my other favorite theories that we kind of talked about in the previous video coming up here. So,
Well, he did just say Poppy's not who we thought she was.
Yeah.
So,
I have the answers to each and every one of those questions. And the last one is probably the best place to start. As
That
just
one I
talked
don't
about,
know.
After defeating
So,
Mommy, we
I'm
see her
excited to see
remains
what he
get
thinks about
dragged
that.
away by a mysterious claw. No, not Burn Trap's claw, but also, yeah, kind of.
God dang it. Okay. This is a theory that I've heard already. That secretly, Mr. Spindly Fingers is actually secretly William Afton from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Please don't let that be the case. Please. Here's the thing. If you enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's, heck, I have enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's. I enjoyed Security Breach.
your nephews enjoy Five Nights
Oh, I
at
know.
Freddy's.
I know. Rylan and Case will not shut up about it. And you know what? That's all right.
at the risk of being napalmed by the greater majority of the internet, I think crossovers are stupid.
I think crossovers done right are very good, but this is one I think deserves its own separate thing. Because, let's be honest, guys, this right here, the lore that is presented in Poppy Playtime, I think is rich enough to stand on its own, side by side with Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't need to borrow any gas from Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't need to borrow energy from that. I know they're
It doesn't
in the same
need Five
vein.
Nights at Freddy's being like, here's a crutch, because it's not. It's
don't
not
need
hobbling
that.
by itself.
Yeah,
already,
you
so.
don't need it. And again, I want this to succeed. I really do. And it looks like it's going to succeed. Because
I
even
think
though the
best idea is like a crossover Easter egg, you know? Like,
yeah, like maybe a ticket to... Maybe you find a ticket somewhere that's from one of the old game machines at Fazbear Pizza. At the
or
pizzeria.
it's like someone's like, could you order us a pizza? Here's the phone number, and it happens to be like the phone number for Freddy's.
And you actually can
Or
dial the
something,
phone.
yeah.
And it's like, hello, 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 from like the first game.
Sorry, we're closed right now. We had a bit of technical difficulties,
Yeah,
animatronic malfunctions and such. Yeah, but We will be back in operation at some point, but just call back later.
There you go.
Something like that.
Burn Trap's claw. You see, the hand we see pull Mommy away is very different from all the other designs that we've encountered in the game so far. Most of the toys that we fight are brightly colored, made of plastic or fur, and, you know, look like actual toys. This thing, though, is dark, mechanical, and could poke your eye out. It's like an erector set on steroids. And
Oh, come on, dude. Erector
Man.
sets are
of the
awesome.
claw, you can actually make out that there's organic material mixed in there. Bones
Bones!
and maybe even some veins mixed in with the metallic parts. So yeah, the comparison to Spring Trap, Burn Trap, call them whatever you want, it isn't that much of a joke. But what is this biomechanic hybrid doing within the context of Poppy? Well, back in Chapter 1, we discovered the final VHS tape which cataloged the results of Experiment 1.
Which I missed, but we did watch in another video. If you want to find out, if you want to see that, I'll link to it. So, sorry about that.
1006, nicknamed the Prototype.
Final log. In relation, Experiment 1006. The prototype. Coordination and cooperation is evidently within his skill set, as well as the skill set of all other experiments of his type.
This, along with a death screen that said Experiment 1006 isn't he wonderful, led us to believe in a previous theory that our big blue boy Huggy Wuggy was the prototype, since, you know, he was kind of the only character that we met in Chapter 1, Occam's razor and all that. However, take a look at the hand on the TV screen that we see during that VHS recording. Look familiar? We see that hand appear again in yet another VHS tape in Chapter 2.
Log code 08502. In relation, experiment.
Oh, no, it was
With a
this one
very
that I
similar
missed.
voice.
It was this one that I missed. I didn't miss the gray tape in the first one. I missed the gray tape or black tape in the second one.
And 1006, the prototype. The prototype seems to possess an unprecedented level of intelligence, beyond that of all other test subjects, as well as an alarming willingness to commit violence. Experiment 1170, Huggy Wuggy, remains the optimal outcome due to his sufficient intelligence paired with maximum obedience.
Obviously, this outright tells us that Huggy isn't Experiment 1006, and that it's instead the owner of this mysterious claw. So that's what the prototype is, but what makes it so special? Well, during that same VHS tape, we also hear how the prototype takes apart an alarm clock and uses it to make a laser pointer. In short, it's smart and it's able to repurpose things, which would explain Mommy's concern in this moment.
You'll make me part of it.
She's gonna be reused and repurposed by this entity in order to help the monster escape. Kinda makes you wonder if the veins and bones were how this creature was originally designed, or maybe that's what happened to all the other missing employees. Their bodies were added to the machine. It's interesting. In our last theory, we predicted that Mommy Longlegs would be adding the bodies of dead toys to herself in order to become stronger. We were right about the concept, just looks like we were wrong about who it applied to. As for how this thing is gonna wind up looking, anyone remember Sid from Toy Story 1?
No.
Sounds like we might have found one of his creations.
Oh.
So right
Yeah.
now it looks like the prototype 1006 is gonna be our overarching villain for the franchise, taking pieces and parts of the other toys, and maybe even pieces and parts of other people to grow stronger. That being said, one toy that doesn't appear to have been added to the prototype yet is Huggy Wuggy. He may not have appeared explicitly in this chapter, but hints of him are hidden around. When you go into the chapter's water treatment
But,
room,
you know,
look
Yes!
carefully.
I saw this. I
His
saw this
corpse,
later on.
His
when I
corpse
was-
is laying at the bottom
see
of a
some-
black hole somewhere, so...
But,
Who's to say he's
no,
not gonna
right
come
here. Look.
Oh, is that his fur?
Blue fur that's scattered around the pipes alongside trails of blood. This appears to be the room that Huggy fell through at the end of the last chapter, and would seem to imply that Huggy picked himself up and went full-on sus mode by venting away, waiting to return until a future chapter.
Oh, hell.
Oh, man.
That's the thing. I
Oh,
noticed it whenever
shit.
I was playing it, whenever I was watching it again. I was like, is that blue fur? Wait a second. That is blue. Wait, there's blood on the wall there. And I like rewound the tape, or rewound the video a little bit. I was like, oh no. Please
That
don't tell me that's Huggy.
That would be a great scare in
Oh
one
my
of the later
God.
chapters, to just have him suddenly crawl out from the darkness. Just-
Yeah. Just like all of a sudden he
Oh.
crawls out and he's just like,
What I mean by it would be a great scare is it would be a scare that would have the reaction from
yeah.
Kate.
And from both
It's
of us.
like, no, I wasn't.
Scaredy Kate and Scaredy Nate.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
I don't want to.
Which honestly makes sense. He can't die yet. He's basically the mascot of the franchise. Who even cares about Poppy at this point?
Hey.
I do.
I do because lore, but
Me too,
I feel
Matt.
like I'm definitely in the
Matt,
minority
come
on
on.
that one. Speaking of Poppy, let's
I'm
talk
with you,
about her,
Matt.
shall we? I mean, it is her name on the title screen after all.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Kissy Missy Playtime or Cat Bee Playtime, you know? Well, mere hours after Chapter 2 came out, the fan community did what the fan community gonna do. They dug into the game files. And by doing so,
Cat
they
Bee interests me because it immediately makes my brain go Bee and Puppy
And
Cat.
while the game itself is still basically the same.
Oh, we still need to watch that.
What is it?
Bee and Puppy Cat. It's a animated show that's about this girl. She she basically finds this little animal. It's part dog, part cat.
So it's called Puppy Cat.
Puppy Cat. And her name is, and again,
Her name
her
is
name is
Bee.
Bee,
Yeah.
which is why the namesake. But they go on misadventures together and all that. And
It's made by one of the ladies that helped with Adventure Time.
yeah.
So it's got a similar kind of comedy style and sort of art.
Natasha Leggero, or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's her name.
And there's just this part from it I can't help but quote all the time. And it's just like, she's sitting at a dude's desk and he's on the phone. And he's like, hang on. And he has a candy dish on his desk, you know. And so he's finally like, all right, how can I help? And she's like, just sitting there, and all the candy wrappers are just open and empty on the desk. And she's like, you took too long. Now your candy's gone. That's what happens.
And she tosses so many candy wrappers in the air like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And then turns around and walks away. Like, damn, dude.
The end is where things get real interesting. Normally, you get on the train and Poppy gives you this sinister speech about how you're not allowed to leave. She betrays us and sends us hurtling deeper into the factory for reasons that are kept pretty darn vague.
Terrible things have happened, but I know that whatever I need you to do, you're capable.
However, in the cut version of this monologue, we actually get a bit more detail on her motivations.
You have so much potential. I know you came to find the ones who had disappeared all those years ago, but they're gone. They've been gone for a long time.
Damn.
Terrible things have happened, and I am the cause. Being able to exist as a doll, it has killed so many people.
Now, interpreting cut content is always going to be a tricky science. Do you use it? Do you not? How do you use it? Here, I'm only pointing it out because this seems to confirm one
I
of
would
our-
argue that it's non-canonical. Because if it wasn't originally intended to be in the game, but yet is like a version that was left in because of, they just didn't take it out.
I would argue on the side of that was the developers being like, we're giving away too much of our answers here.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And I kind of think it just lends extra evidence to the theories he's already talked about, that like the other employees are the dolls. Being able to exist as a doll has killed so many people because these people are killed and used to basically fuel this toy making process.
Yes.
Or these people were killed and made part of experiment 1006.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's kind of the way I'm leaning for it.
original theories, that Poppy is the reason all of this is happening. She literally says that because she was able to exist as a doll, people died, which tells us two things. One, that she's been around since the very beginning. She knows about the experimentation that's being done on humans. She's witnessed it all.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
Yes, FNAF, we hear you. You're very special. You did it first. Secondly, though, it seems to tell us that Poppy isn't who we originally thought. Loyal theorists will remember that last time we predicted that former employee Stella Graber was the person whose body and spirit were used to build Poppy. In Chapter 1, we found a VHS tape talking about her desire to stay young and her love of children, which all but seemed to scream, "Make me into an undying doll monster." However, after the clues seeded out in this chapter, we know for a fact that she's no longer a candidate. When we first enter the game station, we're greeted by Stella's voice.
Hi kids, welcome to the game station. I'm Stella, and we've got 3 super duper fun games to play.
Her name also appears on the bottom of a document outlining how to test
Rewind
children
real
using
quick. Look who, when he glances to the right here. While she is talking, look who comes into view.
Yep, Kissy.
Yep.
Oh, and also look, Mommy's up here behind, like I'm
watching you.
Super duper fun games to play.
Her name also appears on the bottom of a document outlining how to test children using the various game station modules. Quote, give all reports to Ms. Stella Graber to sort through. So Stella was clearly involved with whatever experimentation was going on at Playtime Co. And since these experiments were started because the living doll Poppy existed in the first place, Stella can't be Poppy. In that same document, we also see references to Mommy Longlegs. Now, if you look closely at the Mommy Longlegs commercial that plays at the top of the chapter, you can see that it's dated 1991. Poppy was meant to be the first living toy developed back in 1950. Therefore, if Stella was alive around the time of Mommy Longlegs, then she couldn't possibly be inside Poppy. So if Poppy isn't Stella, then who is she? Well, early in chapter 2, we visit Elliot Ludwig's office, founder of Playtime Co. It's here that we learn that he experienced a tragic family loss sometime in the 1960s.
In the 1960s, an unfortunate family death had pushed Ludwig down to his lowest.
This loss is what spurred him to work harder and build an empire around his toys. Now, it's not actually clear who this family member was. You would suspect his kid, right? Kid dies or is dying and he finds a way to make her into a living toy. Yeah, I am broken. I will put you back together. Thank you, FNAF. Go and do something else with your life. Make your lore more sensible. Stop trying to butt into other people's narratives, okay? Other people's very similar narratives.
Well, again.
Love the eyes.
Yeah, they're just like worried. They're just like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, I'm right.
Anyway, as I was saying,
see, I don't care if people borrow ideas for narratives if they do it better.
That's my thinking too, because FNAF's narrative by the end of like Sister Location was just such a mess. Oh my god! I can understand why they retconned and rebooted it with Help Wanted. That's basically what they did, and now they're in the security breach. And I'm wondering how that's going to play out all in all, but we'll see.
Right, and that's who Poppy is. It's his daughter. But there's a wrinkle to that, and it's not coming from the game, but rather the game's website. You see, we know via a newspaper article hidden on the About section of Playtime Company's merch website that Elliot's wife divorced him in 1930. This means that if a child came from that relationship, that biological son or daughter would have been in their 20s or 30s when Poppy was created. It seems a bit old, to be honest. The loss could have been a grandchild. That's definitely a possibility. But for me, I think the most likely option was that it was an adopted daughter. In chapter 1, we see a lot of posters hanging on the walls talking about Playtime Co.'s adoption initiative. What if that program was initially started because Elliot had an adopted child himself, and he wanted to bring that joy to other families, thereby modeling it in those Playtime Company values. And then, when his daughter dies or is suffering, he, has to find a way to put her back together. So, his adopted child dies tragically, and he tries something to revive her, probably by fusing her with Poppy. And it works. Something he does works. She's in the doll, but he's not exactly sure what he did. Might I suggest trying Remnant or Aghanim? Sorry, now I'm just going out of my way to do it. Anyway, we know that he's unsure based on a note that we find in Elliot's office in chapter 2. This note talks about experiment 814, in which they try to bring rats back to life using the poppy flower. My suspicion is that this is because he was somehow able to revive his daughter inside of Poppy, a doll who we're told has the essence of poppy flower built into her hair. This is also why we find Poppy hidden in a glass case. It's so his daughter can be preserved, protected, and also studied. It's because he saw it was possible and then he went on to repeat it, which is why he's so happy about his wonderful experiment 1006, the prototype. After nearly 200 additional experiments post poppy flowers and rats, this is where he finally cracks the code. He's brought things to life, but the prototype is too smart. It escapes and doesn't obey orders, sending the factory into chaos. This is why we hear that Huggy Wuggy is actually the perfect creation, because he's smart, but he's also obedient.
Experiment 1170, Huggy Wuggy, remains the optimal outcome due to his sufficient intelligence paired with maximum obedience.
And that, my friends, is the story of how everything
which raises
started
another
at
question.
Playtime Co. We now know that...
Who is he obeying when he is attacking you?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I wonder if he's obeying Leith Pierre because Leith Pierre said, yeah, we usually turn them loose as like a little bit of a security precaution. I wonder if Leith Pierre's last orders to Huggy were no intruders. Make sure they don't go into the employees only area. And there you go.
Elliot Ludwig's
It'd be funny if it was like Huggy was like, And he's like, not me.
Yeah, like, make sure, and it's like, oh, wait, non-employees.
Too late.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Inside the Poppy doll, and that our overarching villain for the series is the prototype, the first successful recreation of that technology, of bringing something back to life, a toy that steals and uses the pieces and parts of other things to make itself stronger. But there's still lots more to discover here. Who or what is inside the other toys? Are they employees or are they something else? What about the mysterious death screens that we see each time we die? What are they trying to tell us? If people are inside of toys, then what about the prototype? Is it someone important, or is it just a random collection of people? And probably the biggest question of all, who are we in relation to all of this? I suspect that I may have figured out our character's name and possible role in the company, but answers to that and more will have to wait for next time, just because I have a few other things that I want to double check inside the game first. So make sure you pack that subscribe button to guarantee that you see our second part of Chapter 2's coverage when it comes out here in a week or two. And until then, remember, it's all
just a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Let's see. Doesn't have any credits there, but any writer? Oh yeah, he credits the writers, editors, assistant editor, sound editor.
It doesn't look like he said.
Come on. You guys, hey, if anyone can confirm that in the comments section, if that was in fact Elsie Lovelock as the mommy in the intro and outro there, we greatly appreciate it. But yeah, that was damn, that was.
But so my personal opinion on the Poppy thing, like having to be an adopted child, like until he like brought that back up, the adoption initiative, I was kind of like, I don't know. But I do see that being a possibility as well. But I'm kind of thinking that Poppy doesn't necessarily have to be that young. Like, she could be in her 20s or so. Could have been in her 20s or so when she was fused with the doll, because
maybe
she's pretty intelligent.
Yes.
Like, and like a young kid, like having the idea to, like, you know, tip the train and keep you there and stuff, like, I mean, that could just be a kid's, like, innocence, like, playing with you, like, you know, because they don't know right from wrong as well. But I feel like it could be more of a adult mindset to just be like, you're the one that can actually help me fix this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So I don't think it's necessarily 100% necessary for Poppy to be a kid, but the adoption thing is also a good point. It could be.
Yeah.
Yes, potentially. And especially given the fact that in Chapter 3 it's looking like the orphanage section is really going to come into a big factor. And I don't know 100% what all is going to happen, but I'm excited nonetheless.
Well, I think the darkest route is to still have it be that the orphan kids were the kids that wouldn't be missed and therefore got put into the toys, such as, you know, the robots and the cat bees and stuff that ended up being food for the other toys.
That would suck so bad.
Yeah. That's the really dark route to take with the story.
Which, honestly, given what this series has done so far, wouldn't surprise me, if I'm being honest.
It's also an obvious route, I feel like, to an extent at this point.
Yeah.
And nowadays, defying expectations can get you far if you do it well.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're not defying them for the sake of defying them by just going completely off course.
You're making a good story choice, but you're not sacrificing the constitution of the narrative. You know, you're being like when you're being like Gennady Tartakovsky's Primal versus being Star Wars The Last Jedi,
where you're expecting this to be a maiden rescue that lasts for half the season, but it's only going to last for the first episode of the season because we have so many other good ideas to get to right after that.
And also, we don't want to have
not, you know, Game of Thrones, where it's like you're expecting closures on storylines, and therefore we will defy expectations by, like, telling you to go fuck yourself for half the storylines.
I'm still pissed at the fact that Benioff and Weiss would do that to the fandom, their cast and crew who loved these characters and the story so much, and they just said, "Nah, fuck off. We're done. We're gonna close the story. Instead of having 100 episodes like we originally planned, we're only gonna finish with 73." Imagine cutting out 27 episodes worth. Imagine cutting out 27% of any story and expecting a good logical closure point. We didn't get that. Oh well.
There are certain stories that could do with it because they were already overbloated, but Game of Thrones wasn't like that.
Well, Game of Thrones wasn't bloated because there were so many interesting characters.
Yeah, there was no filler
so
in
many
Game of
interesting
Thrones
plot
leading up to that
lines
point.
And everything that was going on in the world was so rich and vast.
Now, if you cut out 27% of Naruto and you cut out the right parts, then you'd be doing all right.
Yeah, you could cut out 40% of Naruto and be all right. Jesus. The amount of filler that they made for that damn show, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's going to do it, everybody. It is starting to get a little late, and we got things to do, but
Like
everyone...
go to bed.
Huh?
Like go to bed.
And edit. Hi, that's me. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed, and until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Kate.
I am Nick.
And that's just a theory. A game theory. And cut.